Well, for this evening, we start out with A. Benedict. A. Benedict writes about the world around him. His poetry and spoken word synthesize emotion and daily challenges, successes, failures, joys, and sorrows we all experience. Last summer, he released A Return to Elysium, Racing Sisyphus Up the Mountain on Amazon.com. A. Benedict's experiential travels continue. There truly is no beginning and no end to the cyclical nature of one's journey. And he has YouTube and also his Gmail address on there as well. So, A. Benedict, come on down here. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Nice to see you all. How are we tonight? How are we tonight? Why I write. I write for therapeutic reasons, cathartic attempts to assuage my pain, transforming experiential episodes into pages sometimes soaked in rain. I write to convert bristling ideas that explode from my pen into healing. Trauma exists in my books, but I challenge anyone to show me someone without feeling. Those living without issues, accumulated from loss, buried in tearful soaked tissues. I write about darkening skies that ruin a parade or picnic. At times, my scribbling undoubtedly makes me sick. Unicorns and rainbows do not exist in my world of the abyss, yet tragedy and sorrow do not define me, nor explain the totality of my story. I write about triumphant marches into victory like Caesar crossing the Rubicon. The wine always tastes sweeter from the vessels of the vanquished. Now, winds are defined by the sounds of clinking poker chips, the sight of majestic snow-capped mountain tips, the sweetness from a pair of luscious red ruby lips. I write about the cute girl's t-shirt in Quebec reading, "Everything is good in French." As I smile, return volley. Passez une bonne journée? She smiles, curtsies, says merci, bidding me au revoir before sipping her tea. I write about dark nights darkening with 3 a.m. arriving swiftly, symbolizing sleeplessness, solitude, blending into a purple sky, waking birds, the morning star, all that, and a new day. I write about the darkness transforming, strengthening, and awakening me as Apollo's golden chariot is raising the eastern horizon. I write about my experiences from sunup to moonrise, improving, advancing, finally laughing to my very own surprise. That's what I write about, and will continue to do so as long as I can. Thank you. So yes, I'm A. Benedict, and I love it here at the Stoli Theater. I love it. It's like home to me. This is where I started doing some of my early performing. And as mentioned in the intro, my latest book, A Return from Elysium, Racing Sisyphus Up the Mountain, is on Amazon for $12. I'm selling it for $12, but I actually have copies here today. I'm giving them for $5, or you can steal them for nothing. It's up to you. The book, though, a little bit about the book. The book focuses on love, loss, success, failure, happiness, sorrow, and everything in between. The central theme woven into this book, and my work in general, is basically that we're all on a journey, and that our journey never really ends. And a quick note about the book, it's worth buying just for the beautiful cover, painted by my wonderful brother Lou, my talented brother Louis, who's over there. So tonight I'm going to share several pieces that tell a story, okay, about a fictitious someone you may know, a man, a woman. It's that age-old story trying to meet someone, falling in love, falling out of love, getting bitter, developing anger, getting confused, only to reach clarity and what I like to call self-redemption. So let's journey for a few minutes together, and as the great poet Robert Frost once said, poetry is what gets lost in translation. So let's get lost for a few minutes, huh? I'm driving. Now, this poem is called Swipe. I need your help on this one. When I go like this, I want you to yell swipe at the top of your lungs, or as loud as you can. So when I do that, swipe. Up or down, doesn't matter. I think you'll get it. Okay, swipe. Online dating can be adventurous, transformative, and especially humorous. Putting your best foot forward, convincing an audience through your online Shakespearean soliloquy. Rage played on a website stage. Swipe. Give someone a mask and they'll show you their true self, wrote Oscar Wilde, who wore many, but never visited Match or eHarmony. Tinder and Hinge, ancient selfies from love seekers serving as masks from decades ago. Swipe. A prospective trawler seeking plenty of fish to feed their ego, unfulfillment, and an attention-starved soul. Swiping through Cupid's garden, a hookup, the ultimate goal. Swipe. Stumbling through dating sites, pain, fear, and bliss from past relationships emerging. Online bios are written with the creativity of Lord Byron, Langston Hughes, Hemingway, Toni Morrison, but much less defined, much less refined. Swipe. Checking alerts like a Pavlovian dog, salivating over the inbox, exhilarating, nerve-wracking, enticing conversations with strangers. Mom always said don't talk to strangers, but she said nothing about online dating. Not feeling a connection? Passing on single after single? Damn this bloody online matchmaking invention. Swipe. Thank you. So our two protagonists, they meet, right? And we see how they met. And they start to have a burgeoning love affair. This one's called A Sense of Our Wonder. Now, a sense of wonder is a real thing. You may know, you've heard that term. That's when a child holds a frog in their hands, pulsating for the first time. They see their first rainbow. They see unicorns, which don't exist in my world. They see, they hear thunder and lightning for the first time. So it's that sense of wonder that we wish we could get back as adults. A sense of wonder. A shower swells the tired stream, blocked by currents from a recurring dream. My sense of wonder takes me under waters deep in thoughts of you. A soft hand gripped tightly, walking together so shyly to the days of orange leaves under autumn's pale blue sky. This special place where golden light gently brushes your face becomes our sense of wonder. Ice crystals build landscapes of white that blend into violet twilight afternoon delight. Radiance glows in your eyes, bringing illumination to my surprise. I never bothered to notice because I never even cared to focus. I wish I had known earlier. Now I repent. Sense of wonder, I reinvent. Spring enters on winds from the west upon a sweet equinox-filled crest. Raindrops shower and freshen the thoughts in my mind as clouds gather where the sun once shined. Rambles and rumbles, bellow and thunder as we huddle behind the crying willow, clinging on to our own momentary sense of wonder. Beautiful love story, right? Beautiful. And sometimes in relationships, what goes up goes down, and what goes left goes right. So in this particular woven story, there's a breakup, okay? And basically, one of the protagonists felt that they needed to see more action in the relationship. not just hear words. So this one is called Acta non Verba, which is Latin for action, not words. What can you show me? I don't mean tell me. I want visions of color that stream past slate gray skies. I desire to see truth and not merely hear about it. Wanting truth, no longer listening to your discord and distorted version of it. Action, not words. Actionable items about your overreaching tendencies creeping into my yard with lies overgrowing like the neighbor's tree hanging over the fence line. Fake words infiltrating fertile fields without Vestal Virgin's blessings. I don't want apologies for your tears or your hurtful transgressions. I don't want patronizing rhetoric from self-inflicted rapture and revelation. Your incessant telling without showing, hiding meaningful feelings, harmfully flowing. Truth's absence in your eyes, staring deep, deep, deep into my soul. Your falsetto ways burning, taking an unnecessary toll. Action, not sorrowful excuses with hollow meaning. Empty expressions lacking truth, vapid verbiage without validity. Action, please show me. Action, please show me. My mind aching and my body tired, your lack to act simply exhausting. As you take narcissism to lofty heights, mastering the art of pointless pontificating. I am done listening to your words, lies, evasiveness, spitefulness, and viciousness, used like marble, carved, chiseled, and sculpted into nothing but meaningless rubbish. I am done. This artist is done painting over dark skies with light and color from my own palette of truthfulness. I am done enabling your ruthlessness. It is time for action and not words. Please show me. Don't placate me. Don't lie to me. Please show me. So we see where that relationship went. So now sometimes you go out for a long drive, you're confused with life, relationship doesn't work, and you're trying to find your way, and you're hitting different crossroads. This one is called intersection. Stress, fear, anxiety meeting at intersecting roadways. Curving, swerving, turning with trepidation, along brambles of brain-corrupted pathways, diverging. Driving faster, cigar smoke blowing and swirling out the window, revealing a glimpse into what may lie ahead, past this converging, intersecting destination. Roads behind so many miles ago, familiar routes, feeling like years before, as memories begin to flow during this mindless, fearful, deviating drive. Wallowing in regret, speeding through stop signs, questioning life-altering, transformative decisions, poor choices, charting ocean-crossing voyages, bravery, trying to drop anchor in tempests of contradiction. What's been done cannot be undone. This car no longer drives in reverse. Mournful dirges cannot be unsung. Roadways, like life, are distinct and diverse. Still driving, racing, pivoting, fading like the sun in the rearview mirror, looking at the road ahead, soaking in the sweet sky and scenery, no longer questioning, avoiding, or cursing stress, fear, and anxiety, meeting at intersecting roadways. Thank you. So you're confused, you're hitting these intersecting roadways, and you're stumbling along, only to have that moment, that aha moment, that moment of clarity, right? So now, what do? You rewrite your own story. This one is called Quill Pen Re-write. Sat down to write my story the other day. In my 5th decade, stream of consciousness defining it as a rewrite, restored like weather-beaten antique desks with broken knobs. Sharpened quill pen scratching and reaching, drawing from experiences of journeys past, slopes, hills, and mountains defining distinct landscapes that ground my feet to paths that twist, moving forward. Melodic, mournful memories burned away by the heated impermanence, warm enough but not scolding. Mistakes wallowing in pools of pitiful regret, with colorful challenges flowing down impermanent streams, supplicating and begging for a forgiving reset, washing away hopeless dreams. The quill pen dripping into past fears, dripping drops and swirls, soaking question marks into reams of paper, printed into this rewritten verse. A courageous lion prowling along desolate desert stand, fear vanishing like the gazelles chased into the tamarisk shrub. As king of my jungle, I am chasing away what chased me over Himalayan hurdles in a roaring sea. Forlorn, anxious lamentations, pushed away with force, like polar opposite magnets separating wheat from chaff. By stoic sound decisions, illuminating dark indecisiveness, awakening from dreams I dreamt and nightmares that tormented my sleep. Armed and ready with inherent wisdom, purchased from Amazon. No, to hell with that. Enabled with the insight I learned from night after night when I sat alone rewriting my story. For the love of God, how does one love? How does one really love? A question better answered before I flew into the purple twilight to grab Eros's arrows, which I plunged into my own heart. The quill pen needing an ink refill, as does the empty pint glass sitting atop this antique. Thirsty and desperate for another Guinness, so my rewrite can wait. Immeasurable, experiential, and transcendental lessons are still needed. Rising like the sun from my weather-beaten desk, with the broken knobs continuing my story in an introspective way, at least until I pick up the quill pen and rewrite my story another day. And my last one is to sum up this story here, the storyline. Basically, you think you got it, right? You think you figured it all out, huh? Only to find all the riches, all the experiences, all those situations, they turn upside down sometimes and really make you reflect and think. This one is called What I Thought I Knew. I must have amnesia because I knew it all when I was younger. I had more wisdom than all the books in King Solomon's library, and I was braver than Daniel in that lion's den. If I could only know now what I forgot I knew then. I chased a million sunsets, and they all burned me in the end. It didn't matter. I had much to pretend. Dreams of piles of cash, and cash became king. Visions of azure blue around an Amalfi coast, dappled by coral canary and tangerine houses to boast. I knew it all, but forgot along the path of virtuous intention as I went wandering, searching amid Roman ruins for redemption, destined to pay what I owed for those moments of gluttony and flashes of debauchery, times way too often of treating others so horribly. I'll gladly pay the bill, a sentence for all that I've done, for chasing my dreams, for chasing that sun. I still serve my penalty, rolling that boulder up the mountain for eternity, but I pass Sisyphus every goddamn time. The new friends that I met along the mountain trail are the ones whom I first fought tooth and nail. They showed me life meant so much more than I initially thought. I was wrong when I spit upon their supplication and had no choice but to suffer immense indignation. My feet were borne to the bone as I ran from that crowd. Now, I walk humbly alongside, barefoot and proud. I learned more from knowing nothing at all, because life has a way of making you small, hitting you hard, giving you amnesia. Am I bitter it happened? Not one bit at all. Thank you.
A. Benedict.
You
Once
guys are the
again,
best. Thank you very much.
show your book one more time. Can you show your book one more time?
And
And
I have copies outside there.
there are copies here, so please do check it out. Glance through the book and enjoy. Yes, and maybe even take one home. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
A. Benedict, yes. This Cafe Improv happens on the fourth Saturday of every month.